Meanwhile, back in Seoul, Woo-bin was painting in his art studio when Sun-jin's father walked in. Woo-bin stood to greet him, but Sun-jin's father ignored the greeting and got straight to the point. He told Woo-bin that he had done everything in his power to separate him from Sun-jin because he considered him a bad influence, but it seemed Woo-bin was too stubborn to let his son go. Unfazed, Woo-bin told him to get to the point or leave, as he was interrupting his work. Sun-jin's father stepped closer and demanded to know where Sun-jin was, stating that he had not shown up to his wedding and no one knew where he had gone. Since he knew that Woo-bin and Sun-jin were close, he was certain Woo-bin knew his whereabouts. Woo-bin laughed and pointed out the irony of insulting him and then demanding help. Losing his temper, Sun-jin's father warned him that he had 10 hours to reveal Sun-jin's location, or he would ensure that his crappy studio no longer existed. Woo-bin, unfazed, looked him straight in the eyes and told him that he was not Sun-jin and could not be threatened easily. He confirmed that he did in fact know where Sun-jin was, but had no intention of telling him. He then coldly suggested that Sun-jin's father could burn in hell with his threats. Furious, Sun-jin's father warned him that he was playing with fire before storming out. Moments later, Woo-bin received a call from Sun-jin, who told him that he was on his way back to Seoul with Min-soo. Concerned, Woo-bin warned him that it was not safe, especially with everyone searching for him. He pointed out that Min-soo could be labeled a homewrecker. Sun-jin dismissed his concerns, saying he was done running and was ready to face everyone. He was determined to marry Min-soo, regardless of who opposed it. When Woo-bin asked about Tech Bloom, Sun-jin simply stated that he no longer cared about it. Later that day, Sun-jin arrived at Seoul University with Min-soo. Holding her hand, he thanked her for agreeing to come back with him. She smiled and told him that whatever challenges lay ahead, they would face them together. As they embraced, students who recognized Sun-jin began murmuring, gossiping about how he had left Kim at the altar and was now with Min-soo. Concerned, Min-soo hesitated, but Sun-jin told her to ignore them. He reminded her that only they truly understood their feelings for each other. Carrying her bag, he offered to take her back to her room, and they walked away as students continued to whisper and take pictures. Later, Sun-jin arrived at his house and was surprised to find Woo-bin already there. When he asked how he had gotten in, Woo-bin casually replied that the butler had let him in. He then praised Sun-jin for finally being a man and going after what he wanted. Sun-jin sat down and asked what he wanted. Woo-bin expressed concern about the challenges ahead, warning that Kim's powerful family could retaliate and destroy Tech Bloom. Sun-jin dismissed the concern, reiterating that he didn't care about Tech Bloom. Woo-bin reminded him that Min-soo could be in danger, as powerful people had no problem eliminating obstacles to get what they wanted. Sun-jin, growing jealous, asked why Woo-bin was so concerned about Min-soo. Woo-bin clarified that she was his friend, and he was simply worried. Looking him in the eyes, Sun-jin warned him to back off, claiming Min-soo as his. Laughing, Woo-bin told him to stop being silly and insisted that he was serious about Min-soo's safety. Woo-bin then handed Sun-jin a file, explaining that returning to his family's company was the only way to protect Min-soo. Touched, Sun-jin stood up and hugged him, expressing deep gratitude. Woo-bin smiled and reminded him that they were brothers, and that's what brothers do. Woo-bin tapped Sun-jin on the shoulder and told him he should buy him a drink. Sun-jin smiled happily, saying he deserved more than just a drink. He told Woo-bin to wait for him while he went to get ready, promising to treat him instead. He then walked away, leaving Woo-bin standing there, happy to see his friend in good spirits and relieved that Sun-jin could finally be with the woman he loved.